My name is Lauren, and I am from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. I went to undergrad at Washington and Jefferson College, where I majored in neuroscience and got a minor in chemistry. I also went to West Virginia University, where I completed a master's in health sciences. As far as extracurriculars that helped me get to dental school, so there was a pre-health society at my undergrad where we got to talk to a lot of professionals in the healthcare setting. We got to join in on seminars. We just got to learn a lot about the pre-med, pre-dental track. So that was helpful also in our application process. I also was in sports. I ran track throughout college, and I was the captain my junior and senior year, so that was fun. I got to, participate in a leadership role that I really took pride in. I also participated in a program called Healthcare Health Coaches, and so that considered me as a student health coach, where I got to visit a patient that recently was admitted to a hospital where it just helped decline the readmissions rate. And that was a nice program for me to actually be able to build on my patient healthcare provider relationship. And also I joined a service fraternity called Alpha Phi Omega, and I was able to do a lot of community service during that time. I was also on a bylaw chair, so I took a lot of my community service hours from there. There are many aspects of my life that kept me in the field of dentistry. So my first encounters was when I was a young child. I kind of had a traumatic experience at the dentist that got me interested in learning more about the field of dentistry and the career aspect of it. And then in my teenage years, I had such a good experience after that. I had a young Black female who was my dentist, and she did a wonderful job, and that put me more towards the field. So that positive aspect definitely had a big impact on me continuing in the field. Also in high school, I had a cousin who was 2 years older than me in undergrad, and she was a pre-dental. And so hearing her as pre-dental and how passionate she was about it, I looked into the career a little bit more, and I noticed that that was definitely something that I wanted to do. So going along that, what kept me in the field was my shadowing experience. That was a big impact on me being able to see the field firsthand and working in that setting. I shadowed and I worked for a general dentist here in Pittsburgh, and I had such a positive experience. I learned a lot about the day-to-day aspect of a dentist, running the practice and everything. So that definitely kept me in the field and made me really want to go to dental school. As far as studying for the DAT, I did take my time with studying because I had the time to do so. I took this after I did my master's program. So 8 months prior, during my fall semester, I studied the Kaplan book. I had a previous dental student who passed that down to me. So I was able to study the material from that book and got to take notes so that I could go back later and study those. And then in my spring semester, I took an online Kaplan class, and that further reinforced the material and helped me do some practice questions and learn how to take the exam. And then after that, I was able to just go over my notes all over again. That was about 3 months prior to taking the exam in June. And that's when I did my practice questions or my practice tests. I also did practice tests during the Kaplan class, but then I also did further ones that were on I believe it was the DAT website or something like that. They have practice questions on there. As far as like my mentality with going in studying for it, I just had to stay positive throughout the whole process. It's very long, but I just knew that there was a lot that went into studying to get good results. So I just went in positively, knew that I had to get it done, and that helped me definitely with like jitters, or if I was nervous, I was just like, you know what, I have to get it done, go for it. As far as tips for studying for the DAT, like I said, I did take notes before, and I would definitely learn the material prior to taking any practice exams, and then go over those study materials over and over, and so that when you do get to practice questions, you like, oh, okay, I remember that. I remembered I studied that. So that helps to reinforce the material. And then my second would be to do practice questions, and not just to do them leisurely. I would say put yourself like you're in the study or in the DAT environment, like you're on test day. Go to a quiet place where you're not distracted, and you take the exam like you're, on test day. So that helped a lot when coming into the exam. I kind of knew what to expect and I felt comfortable. What I believe set me apart from a lot of the applicants that came through is my connection with Pittsburgh and my interest in the school. So I did a lot of networking throughout my time before applying to Pitt. First off, in undergrad, I was able to attend an open house here at Pitt Dental, where I got to tour the school. I got to learn more about the program in general. I got to meet a lot of the staff. So that's my first initial encounter where I got to get my foot in the door. Also, I had a mentor here at the University of Pittsburgh who allowed me to tie a couple connections between some people at the dental school. With that being said, I was able to do research because of my mentor. She got me connected to someone at Pitt Dental who I did research with during undergrad. Also, what set me aside was, I believe, my perseverance through my academic journey. In undergrad, I was not quite ready to apply to dental school, and my grades did not reflect how well of a student I really was. So I did do my master's in health sciences, like I said before, and I did excellent in that program. And I think through my perseverance with throughout my academic journey, that showed on my application that that I could do the work and that I, was a strong student. As far as interviewing for dental school, it was a bit different because this was during COVID, so all of my interviews were online. So my interview with Pitt was my very first interview. This occurred in September after I applied. So, like I said, this was on Zoom, so I did have a couple glitches in my computer the day of, and so I was kind of freaked out during my application or my interview process, but needless to say, I believe overall it was it went very well. So the first half of the interview day, we got to hear from some of the students at the school. We got to hear from the staff. We got to ask a lot of questions. So I definitely would take advantage of asking questions during that so that you stand out. And there's only a few of you during this day, so they definitely see who's speaking, who's interested, and everything like that. So that is a major part of your application process. After that, during my interviews, I was able to get interviewed by somebody that went to undergrad at the same college that I went to. So that was nice to have someone of similar interests and similar background that helped me kind of de-stress during the interview. And as far as the whole interview process, it was very chill, very laid back. So it made me feel very comfortable throughout my time, throughout the day, to just be myself, to show them how strong of an applicant I was and how interested I was in the school. So, yeah. The biggest tip I would give is to remain confident throughout your interview process. And that means being confident in your ability to talk about the school, and also your ability to be a strong applicant in this process. When a school realizes that you are confident in yourself and that you know that you are going to be a good candidate, they really do take interest in you because they know you're invested in the school. So with that being said, that goes along with doing your research about the school. That's another big tip. So prior to your interview, I would go to the website of the school, look at their mission statement, look at certain programs that they provide so that when you're in the interview process, you can ask questions and help you further stand out during that process. So those are really two big tips. And then as far as prior to the interview, I would go to either a school counselor, you can go to a friend, or someone that is also in the application process and have them interview you and do a mock interview. This helped me to kind of realize like some of the things that I do while speaking that I don't realize that I do. Also, if you're thrown a curveball, as in a question, you're kind of ready for that, or if you're thrown off guard, you can kind of get yourself back together and just go with the flow and know how to react to certain questions that they may ask you. So I think there is like a frequently asked question list that's on one of the websites for IDEA. So I would check that out and just look over the questions from time to time just so that you can prepare some responses to some of the questions. I chose to go to Pitt Dental solely for the community itself. During my interview process, I got to speak to a lot of the staff, the faculty, other students, and you could tell that's what set that school apart from other schools. I think I just relate more to the people here in Pittsburgh, and although this is my home, the dental school itself felt like home, and they were just very laid back, and I just feel like it was just where I would fit in at the time. And honestly, that's exactly how I feel going here. So that's another reason, or that's one of the reasons why I picked to go to Pitt Dental. I also picked the school for its strong assets in research and in clinic. So doing research here at Pitt, you have many opportunities to study, do research on whatever you are interested in. A lot of the faculty are very open to you just reaching out and saying, hey, I'm interested in this X, Y, and Z project. Would you be able to help me? Or you can ask them if you can aid in one of their projects that is ongoing. So there's a lot of research opportunity here. So that's what drew me in. As far as the clinic, we have a very wide range of diversity in the patients that we see throughout the clinic. So there's not a lot of lack of being able to see certain patients. You'll get your requirements in, and I definitely learned that right off the bat when learning about the school in general. So as far as research, the clinic, and the people, I think those are the three main aspects that did help me draw me closer to the school. I think I had a pretty smooth transition, and that could be due to me already doing a postgraduate program and being in the mindset of a postgrad student. As far as the classes, I think in undergrad, I really struggled with learning how to study, so that when I got to my master's program, that's when I really had to learn how to, my study style. And I got to struggle through that process and learn it then, so that when I did come to dental school, I was able to smoothly transition to studying very efficiently and effectively. So was I overwhelmed? Yes and no. I knew what I was getting into. Everyone says, dental school's hard, it's tough, you know what to expect. So I just went in with a positive attitude, and I think that's what helped me the most, was being positive with the fact that I know what I'm about to go through, so why not just go through it happy? You know what, it's gonna be tough, but take every day, just smooth, just go through the process, go with the flow. And I think that's what helped me the most with the transition from undergrad life to dental school with the rigorous course load. I would say the most difficult part of transitioning to a dental student was learning that you might not get to all the material to study for the exam in depth. So what I mean is, when you're studying, there's so much material that some of the classes give you, and you want to get through things very in depth, and you want to know it in, like it's the back of your hand. And sometimes that's not going to occur. So that was very hard to learn. And so what you have to do is you just have to study efficiently so that you at least get through all of the material so that you know it and you recognize it. So as far as a typical day for a first year student at Pitt, we do start pretty early, either 8 a.m. or 9 a.m. and we go up until 4 p.m., 4:50. So we do expect to be at school every day, all day, and usually I take advantage if we do have a little break in between a class to study, or use that time to just stay there and study. So it starts out usually with classes. Unless it's a Friday, we usually have labs in the morning. So it's nice to get our day started with class from 8 to 10, and then 10 to 12, and then we have a lunch break. And then sometimes in the afternoons, we'll either have 2 classes or a 1 class, and we get done early, or we have a rotation. And so it depends on your group number. So if your group number does not have rotation that week, you can go home for the day. So we do have a couple breaks in that. So that's when I would use that time to study, or to go to the gym, or just de-stress and go home, or do something with my friends. Overall, we took, I'd say, about 9 classes overall. Some of the solid classes were about 4 of them each semester that were heavy based in dentistry or science related. Other classes were classes like how to be a dentist and stuff like that. So overall, I'd say 9 to 11 classes each semester. And then as far as credits, I think we took like 22 credits our first semester and 29 our second semester, and I think 19 in the summer. So pretty rigorous course load, but overall, to put a positive to it, is that before coming to dental school, I thought I was not going to have a lot of free time, but we do get a lot of free time outside of the classroom, where we are able to just use that time to either de-stress, study, or work on extracurriculars that we are involved in. So I would say that is a positive to piggyback on how much course load we do have. What makes me excited to go to Pitt Dental is the people. Overall, I think Pitt did an excellent job with selecting students who, for one, are strong students in general, and students that are very alike. Although we have different interests, we are very alike in our personalities, and we get along so well. And I learned that quickly after we all got accepted, and we got to do like group FaceTime calls and learn about each other and, get to know one another. So I think overall, that's what makes me so excited to go to Pitt, is the community of people, like I said before, whether that's the students that go there, the faculty, the staff. They're very excited about us, the students, and doing what's best for us, making sure the school is for us, making sure that we're comfortable there and that we feel like we have a home and that we have a say in what we do and how the school goes. So I really enjoy that aspect of Pitt. Other than that, what makes me really excited is being able to have the multitude of opportunities, whether that's research, getting into the clinic our first year, and networking through that time, so that we could possibly get externships and stuff at the school. So that's been a very positive aspect that I think makes me eager to go to Pitt. I have two really big pieces of advice for pre-dental students. The first one is before coming to dental school, I recommend that you just take that time for yourself to relax, do things that you love that are outside of dentistry. Because when you're in school, yes, you do have the time to, pursue your hobbies, but the big breaks you don't really get as much as your summer before dental school and stuff like that. So really take that time to de-stress, get your mind prepared for school in that long year that's going to be ahead of you. My second piece of advice is when you do come to dental school, take advantage of the people that are around you, cherish those that are around you because you only have 4 years with them. Also, take advantage of the opportunities that you have at your school. Learn about what the school provides to you as a student so that you can utilize that during your time there to the best of your ability. Overall, I just want to thank you all for giving me the platform to speak here. I just remember when I was a pre-dental and I used to watch this YouTube channel, and it helped a lot. I got to watch a lot of interviews and learn each different schools that I was interested in. So it's full circle, and I'm very grateful for this opportunity. As far as if you guys want to ask me any questions, I'm very open to answering anything. My socials, so my Instagram and my TikTok is @_Lauren__Taylor. So that's 2 underscores between Lauren Taylor. And my email for school is ltw17@pitt.edu. So feel free to reach out to me. I'm very open. I'm very quick with responding. So yeah, thanks again.